How's it going, everybody? We just got back from Whiskey Springs in northeast Pennsylvania. I guess it's kind of more north than northeast. It's up in what they consider like the Potter County area. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a couple tips about things that we ran across while we were up there that'll hopefully make your riding a little bit better. Number one, it's a state-run trail system, so you have to wear helmets. We have a couple different helmets in our arsenal. Some of them are full face, some of them are dirt bike helmets, some of them are open helmets. We've found that if you're wearing a full face helmet, it can get really hot really fast, especially now that we're in the middle of the summer and the temperatures are in the 80s and 90s. We opted for the half helmets. Some of them are DOT approved and some of them are not. I'm not going to lecture you on whether you should have a DOT approved helmet or not. That's up to you, but know that they are a requirement. Most people will be wearing helmets. You will occasionally see somebody who doesn't have a helmet on, but I wouldn't advise being that person. Be the person that did it right so we don't get the trails shut down. Number two is maps. Whiskey Springs is pretty twisty-turny, and a lot of the trails are intersecting of each other because although it looks fairly big on a map, it's not a huge riding area. You can spend a couple hours riding around up in there. I think we did maybe 6 hours in total. It's definitely a lot slower paced riding than some of the other places that you can go to. It's very technical, rocky, it tighten areas. I actually slammed the side of my buggy into the side of a tree getting through two trees that were really close together going out around a mud pit. Now partially that was my fault. If I'd have slowed down a little bit, I probably could have squeezed through there without a problem. But just know that those maps are gonna help you get out away from the car and back to the car again. It always amazes me that we run into people that don't seem to know that Polaris Ride Command exists. Polaris Ride Command is not just for people who have a Polaris machine. You can get Polaris Ride Command on any mobile device or tablet as long as it can have a GPS frequency to pick up to show you where you are on the map and some kind of way to download the maps. Obviously, if you don't have it on a cell phone, you'll have to download the maps from home before you leave. But Whiskey Springs is marked on Ride Command by DCNR, so you don't have to try to figure out where you are. You can just get on the trail system, start tracking yourself, and go wherever you want to. And at the end of the day, you can find your way back to the car. There's a lot of traffic this morning, Jesus. Last thing I want to talk about at Whiskey Springs is kind of how sketchy it is to get into it. You're going to end up going down some really tiny mountain dirt roads. Keep in mind, this is tucked in a state forest. These roads are typically used for people that are hunting, not for people towing full-size, using full-size trucks and towing trailers at the same time. There's a couple spots where I'm not sure if you could get past one another, and with a trailer on the back, it could get really scary pretty quick. I'm fairly comfortable backing up a trailer as I've been a boater for many years and backed a lot of trailers into places, but if you had to back up on some of those narrow mountain roads, you might have a problem pretty quick. Getting around each other is going to be tight. Some of the parking lots at Whiskey Springs are really small. The trailhead that we used at Whiskey Springs was pretty good size, but a lot of the places listed as trailheads are only big enough for 1 or 2 trucks at most. So keep that in mind, that you probably want to get there early enough to get a spot to put your trailer in your truck.